Hi guys, it's Angie Bell with My Fairy Treasures. Okay, you guys, I want to share, I've had a lot of people ask me how I am dyeing yarn. And so I thought, you know, I'm about to dye some yarn, and I thought, let me do a quick dye little tutorial. So this is the latest yarn that I dyed. I think it turned out so pretty. And I'm going to wrap it up because that really shows too, like how it can look kind of knitted up. So let me show you. Like this. Just a second, guys. Just kind of shows it, like, because you know when you knit it up, it's not going to be separate like that. So that's what that looks like. Isn't it pretty? I think this turned out so pretty. I'm about to, Christy Glass Knit, she's having a knit along, and I'm making like a slouchy cardigan, like kind of lace knitted, so it's very open work. And so this is going to be the yarn that I'm using. And this is a bulky yarn, which is what I love, is bulky. It's 100% wool. I think it's 100% merino wash wool, yeah. And it's nice, it's very soft. And I got this at, where did I get this at? I got this at Tuesday morning, believe it or not. And it came like a real light turquoisey color. And so it's called over dyeing. If it's not like just like a beige or a white yarn, it's already colored. It's called over dyeing. So I guess I over dyed it with this. And you guys, I got a good deal. It was only $5 a skein, which is an awesome price for 100% wool superwash merino. I don't know if it's merino, but I know it's superwash. So I love how this turned out. So this is what we're going to go for. So I'm going to show you how I do that. So the first thing I did is I've had a bowl. I'll show you the bowl. This bowl here, I just filled it with water, throwing maybe, I don't know, a half a cup of vinegar in here. I just pour it in. I don't really measure. And I let my yarn soak in. As you can see, it's a different color. See, it's this turquoisey color. Okay, so I'm going to take my bowl for just a second, go over to the sink. Let me put this back so you guys have something to look at. And I'm going to, let me wring this out. And the reason that you want to soak this in vinegar, I soaked it in vinegar for about 15 minutes. Well, really I soaked it for an hour. So you can do an hour, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Anyway, but what you want to do is you want to soak it in vinegar water because that's what's going to make it stay fast. That's what's going to allow the color to absorb into the fabric and stay fast. Also with the addition of heat. So I'm going to take this bowl away. And for the heat, sometimes I do stuff in a pot, but with this, I'm going to use the microwave, okay? Okay, so, and this isn't the only video. There's lots of videos on how to dye in the microwave, which I know sounds insane, and even maybe sounds cheesy, but you guys, it works like the bomb. I love it. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna bring this out a little bit like this. This is a little bit, when I wrap this skein up, it's a little longer than my other one, which I prefer. So, all right, I'm making sure you guys are, you know what, let me bring this in because I have to scrunch it together to bring it into the camera view, making sure you guys are seeing everything. Okay, there we go. It could probably come out like that, yeah. Can you come out here? Right there, so you guys are seeing it all. Okay, so now we've soaked this in vinegar water for about 15 minutes, and that helps it, like I said, so that the color takes and takes permanently. That mixed with the heat from the microwave to make it stay fast. Okay, so the pattern is this. I need copper in the middle, this coppery color in the middle. So for right now, you guys, I'm going to, and I'll bring the sides back in. For right now, I'm going to go like this. I need to see exactly where I need to put these colors. I'm going to put the copper about right here, okay? And I use cake dye for my, I'm just trying to think of what I'm thinking. Anyway, I use cake dye for my dye. Some people use an acid dye, which is fine. But I do have to say with the acid dyes, they are very toxic, so you have to wear a mask and take some other precautions. I'm just using cake dye, so let me show you what I'm talking about. Looking for the exact color I'm using, and I'm not seeing it. I already have it mixed. Okay, just a second. Let me grab it out of the bag. Okay, so I'm using cake dye, and this is a copper color. You just get this at Michael's. So there you go. Okay, just some cake dye. Wilton's. Doesn't really matter. And here it is. I mixed it up already. I pre-mixed it. And you just do it to how you like. I mean, I put so much water in there, then I threw a little bit of vinegar in there, and then I mixed up the color. And the reason I don't have exact measurements, you guys, you need to do things and start being able to do things like cooking. Just a little of this, a little of that, and until you get what you want. And after you keep dyeing yarn, you will get the hang of exactly how much water to vinegar. And this is the thing, if it's not color fast, if the color is bleeding out, then that means you don't have enough vinegar or you don't have enough heat. So, alright, so also I'm going to use a turkey baster. Okay, here it is. And we're just going to start applying it to the yarn. I'm going to start with like where I want this to be at in the middle. And just mark both my sides really quick. And then I'm going to go to the other one and mark it here. And then go in from the middle. I just want to have where I can't go outside of. Okay. So with my turkey baster, I'm going to start going. And you kind of, not kind of, you do. You start pushing it into the fabric. Push, 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 push into the fabric. And then also, I also at the same time just go ahead and turn it over. See how it still didn't go all the way through here? And push that through. So you add vinegar to the water and you soak your yarn 15 minutes to an hour, 2 hours, however long you want to do it. And then add a little vinegar to your color too. The people I've learned this from, they didn't say to put the vinegar in the color. Well, Namaste Farms did. She always put the vinegar inside of her color too. And some people only just soak their yarn in the vinegar bath. I think you should do both. And you're just using the regular white distilled vinegar. And you get the white distilled. I get mine, you guys, really cheap. If you have a Smith's grocery store, it's only like, usually around $2.50 for a gallon of it. That's like the cheapest place. Somebody said at Walmart they thought it was $3 or $4. So anyway, I find it, Smith's is not always the cheapest for everything. But it's for this vinegar. Yeah, I pay more if I go to Walmart for this vinegar. It's actually cheaper at Smith's. Which is kind of weird, because Smith's a lot of times, if you guys have a Smith's grocery store, they're more expensive. I get vinegar by the gallons because I use it to make cleaners for my house, wash my floors with it, and now I use it for dyeing too. So, alright, so I'm going to turn this over, and I'm going to do the other side. Good, you guys are seeing all this. And this copper color, I think I added a little bit of brown to it, just to tone it down a little bit. The reason I'm saying I think is because I mixed this up a few days ago, because as you guys saw, I did that other. Oh, and then I usually have, let me get it right now. Just a little cup of water to the side, so that I can rinse this thing. Rinse that. So I'm going to rinse that right now. So we don't, intermix our colors. Okay, so really smush that through, kind of look through it, make sure that you got everything. Okay, make sure you got that all smushed down and the color's really in there. It looks good. And I might just take this and just pour the rest of the color right in here. Making sure that we got thorough saturation, and I think we do. Okay, and a little paper towel. Okay, next color that we want to do is we want black. We want black on black cradling the copper color. So that's what I did next. So I already have some black mixed up. And what I do a lot of times to test my colors, to make sure if I like how the color is as I'm mixing them, just take a little piece of paper towel and just dip it into your color and make sure it's the color that you want, or the depth of color that you want. You like how you mixed it up. All right, so that black is really nice and black. See that? So we're good with that. Oh, I should say I put saran wrap, one section of saran wrap here and another selection of saran wrap here. So that's what this is on top of, is saran wrap, okay? And I'll show you how we're going to fold it up like a little sandwich when we're done. Okay, so next, let's go to the black here. And again, I'm going to go ahead and decide where I'm going to cut this black off at. Okay, right there. Okay, and you know what? I need to make sure I'm on camera. Just a second. Am I on? Yeah. You guys are seeing my hand. No, I'm not on camera. Okay, let me scoot this down a little bit. Okay. See if you guys can see now. Yeah, now you guys are seeing. Okay, so go ahead and put the black in. This is also cake dye, that Wilton's cake dye, mixed with water and vinegar. And like I said, I don't have exact measurements. I just keep adding the color till I get the color I want. And then I throw in a little bit of vinegar. And you pretty much can't go wrong. I mean, if you have already soaked your yarn in vinegar for 15 minutes to an hour to 2 hours, you got plenty of vinegar inside the fabric or inside the yarn. Oh, and also I should let you know, go ahead and make sure that you go over a little bit. This is how I like to do it. Go over a little bit of what you just done, like this copper color. Go over it a little bit so that it blends in. Okay? That's what I like to do. I think it looks better than having it like just cut off. And then turn it a little bit and make sure. This black, I don't really think well, I might have to apply a little bit more right there. I'm not having to apply too much more. It's pretty, well, it's black, so it's pretty stainy. And you need to be, when you are going to be, this is called indie dyeing, I guess. When you do this, or you're an indie dyer, I guess is what they call it, you need to not be so strict with your results. Because every different type of yarn takes differently, and even that same yarn, no two sheep are alike, okay? Or if you're dyeing cotton, you know, all cotton's not going to be alike, even on the same stem. So sometimes it's going to take better, it's going to take differently, depending on that animal or the cotton or the whatever animal you're using, whether it's wool or it's oh, what's the other ones? Alpaca. Things take differently. So just to let you guys know that, don't let your results be a little bit loose, and don't be so tight about your results. So if it doesn't turn out exactly like you thought, that doesn't mean it's a mistake at all. So it's very creative. It's very artsy fartsy. You can have a general idea, and just be loose with your results, and you'll be much happier with this type of dyeing. Because nothing is an exact science with this type of dyeing. Okay, so I wanted to scoot this down enough so you guys can see what I'm doing next. So hopefully I did. So let me check my camera. Yeah, so you guys can see what I'm doing. Where's my camera? Okay, so I might have to mix up a little bit more black here. I'm not sure. Let me see. So like I said, make sure you kind of go over what you just did with the copper, so that there's no, you don't want any sharp line. You want it to like bleed into the other. Okay, so that's where I'm going to end it there, and that's where I'm going to end it here. Okay. And I think I'm going to have to probably mix up some more black. Okay, what am I doing here? Okay, this goes over here. Okay, I'm going to turn it around. Make sure we got saturation on the back. And if there's any parts, like suppose this, that's left and it didn't take as well, it looks really cool. I have some pieces in here that still show a little bit of this green color in the black, and it came out really cool. So, like I said, let your results be loose. Don't be so stiff about, oh my God, it has to turn out perfectly like this or perfectly like that. It's not really about being perfect. And that's probably where you're going to get some of your best work is the imperfections that come out. Okay, so here we go. I need to come into here a little bit more. There we go. And then let me turn it. Yeah, you guys, I have enough, thank God. I don't have to make any more. Yay. I'll tell you what, I got a little mess going of dye everywhere. So I'm going to, okay, let me turn this back around. I'm going to rinse my hands. And when you're working with stuff that's not so toxic, it's not like this is like totally non-toxic. I mean, cake dye, it's made out of, you know, synthetic stuff. But it's not toxic where you have to wear like a mask and all that, like you have to with, when you're using the acid dyes. Also, it's a lot cheaper. But also use gloves. I'm using kitchen gloves. Because then I can just use these over and over and over again. So you don't stain your hands. Because this stuff will stain your hands for a little while. Okay, before I go on, I have one more color, which is going to be this sagey green on the end. But what I want to do is I want to just come in here and do a little bit of cleanup. Because this black really dripped everywhere. And which could kind of be cool because you get splotches of black everywhere, but I don't really want as many splotches of black that are everywhere. So just take your paper towel and just clean up a little bit, all your plastic and any other little bits. I say keep your results loose, but at the same time, control it a little bit. You don't want everything to be black. You want there to be different colors. Okay, so that helped by just stopping and doing that. Okay, and I'm going to throw this stuff in the garbage. Right back. Okay, that's looking really cool. Let me come over here really quick, you guys. I'm going to rinse out my turkey baster. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, this needs to be in camera. Okay, let me scoot this down a little bit. I'll scoot that over here. Yeah, I'll be able to scoot my camera down. That's what I'll do. Hey, honey. I'm doing a video on dyeing. Alright, you guys, just a second. I'm going to scoot my camera down. So it's going to look crazy for a second. Okay. Alright, perfect. Am I still recording? Yeah. Okay, so let me get my gloves back on. Okay, and then I'm going to... Okay. Some more excess off there. Okay, let me make sure you guys are seeing things down here. Okay, so now we are going to put that green, that sagey green color on the end. I have that made up already also, which is right here. Take my turkey baster again and do the same thing. And hopefully I have enough of this too, but I'm pretty sure I do. This was really cool when I did this the last one. Some of the turquoise didn't completely dye, dyed a little bit. Some of them dyed a little bit darker than others, and that came out really, really cool. It gave it more dimension by not completely turning the sage color that I put on here. And what have I preferred to start out with white, white or like a beige yarn color? Yeah. But I was at Tuesday Morning, and they had this color for $5. And also they had the thickness of yarn, which I like a bulky yarn. So, and they had it for the right price. So I said, well, let me work with this and see what I can do. So it's working out. Okay. And like I said, I'm not going to be super picky about getting that perfectly sagey green. I like the difference in there. I like how that turned out. And that was like a little bit, if you want to call it a mistake, it was. I meant it to be completely sagey green. But it didn't turn out like that, and I thought, that looks even better. So I liked it. Okay. Okay, we're going to go down now to the other end. Just a second. Let me resituate myself, or my yarn. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to bring you guys, excuse my camera, you guys come doing it like this, but I just want to make sure you guys are seeing things. Okay, so now we're down here. So we have this one little last piece down here to do. And here we go. And look, do you guys see a little bit of black got in here? See that little bit black piece? Who cares? That'll probably look cool. Okay. And let's turn it over. And since I only have a little bit left, I'm just going to go ahead and pour it from here. Okay. And just smash it in. And like I said, I'm not going to be perfect about this down here getting dyed because I like the difference in color. So I'm not going to add any more to it because it looks really, really cool when it kind of dyes. So then you'll have like a shade of turquoise and a shade of green down here, and it looks really cool. Okay, let me rinse my hands off, rinse my gloves off, take them off. Okay, just a second, guys. I'm gonna rinse my. I'm doing a long slouchy cardigan. That's what I'm going to end up doing with this whole thing. Let me move my camera back. And